freestyle battle.
Three-time Olympic champion and Russian State Duma deputy Irina Rodnina responded to the news that three-time Russian champion Adelia Petrosyan announced she was leaving Tutberidze's coaching staff in a conversation with Sport Express. So what? Is this the first athlete to leave Tutberidze? Figure skaters leaving their coaches is common practice. Yes, it's painful, but it happens all the time. The results of their collaboration were visible at the Olympics, but we don't know how exactly this work was carried out. Perhaps there are questions. It's a rather intimate process. Some people get along, others don't. I don't see any risks for Petrosyan. She's only 19. It's a natural process. Before Petrosyan, Medvedeva, Trusova, and Kostornaia had already left Tutberidze a significant list of athletes. So, things aren't all smooth sailing there, Rodnina told Say. On July 20, three-time Russian champion Adelia Petrosyan announced she was leaving Tutberidze's coaching staff. Petrosyan is tired of Tutberidze. She has the right to fulfill her potential in a different team and in a different field. What led to Adelia's departure from her coach, and what now awaits the 19-year-old figure skater? A sweet and genuine person, that's how Adelia Petrosyan seemed when observing her career, and her behavior on and off the rink from the front row. And the Olympics only reinforced this pleasant impression. Although he's wrong, Adelia is already a real human, with all the emotions, hesitations, occasional uncertainty, successes and failures that accompany any of us, and which were reflected in the idea for our recent photo shoot. I've heard from insiders that in women's singles skating, the bitches succeed. Those who can play along at the right moment naturally throw a false note. Adelia doesn't seem like that. Petrosyan didn't return from the Olympics triumphant, like her predecessors. Her walk through the airport after landing, practically fleeing from the annoying but still doing their job cameramen, very accurately reflected the mood of that sixth place in Milan. It would seem the same sixth place as Petr Gumenik, but what a contrast. Let's not forget one tiny detail. Adelia competed at the Olympics in completely different conditions than her predecessors. It turns out she was simply unlucky enough to be born in 2007, and nothing depended on her. This, of course, is not about the fact of birth, but about the time at which the peak of her career fell. Through no fault of her own, she was unable to compete in a single international tournament during the Olympic season, and for 3 more seasons before. Through no fault of her own. She already knew in February 2025 that she would be the only representative of Russia in her discipline and was placed in hothouse conditions for a year, like Messi in the Argentina national team. But these unequal conditions with her compatriots only increased the pressure. Imagine an alternative universe, one without all the bad things happening now. Petrosyan would have qualified for the Olympics in a fair competition. She would have gone there with a full team, knowing she had won the Russian championship and earned international recognition. It's highly likely she would have gone there as a world and European champion, perhaps even multiple times. Now, the key word characterizing Petrosyan's career is lack of fulfillment, and everyone understands this. She herself speaks of it, and less pleasantly so does her coach, Tutberidze. This could also have influenced Adelia's decision. If we're to use basic logic, something needs to be done about this lack of fulfillment. After all, self-actualization ranks highest in Maslow's pyramid for a modern person. Adelia is not just a modern person, but a creative one for her. This is the highest value. After the Olympics, one of the most important forks in Adelia's life was brewing, perhaps the most important, since she decided to stay serious about sports rather than go back to school. Almost like the Russian hero in the epic poem Facing the Stone. The path to the left is a change of scenery and field of activity, an attempt to realize herself in something else. Red Giddis. The second path straight ahead is to clench her teeth again, which are already having a hard time unclasping them from the previous clenching, and continue to toil under Tutberidze. The path to the right is a continuation of a figure skater's career, but with adjustments, a different approach, and in a different school. But even for the latter option, you'll need to answer the question, why? It seemed like the answer appeared after international approval, but there are things more important than the tournament sign over the arena entrance. Burnout, motivation, freedom, and other buzzwords from a conversation with a psychologist. A separate aspect is Tutberidze's group after the loss. With the arrival of Alexandra Trusova in Yasenevo, there was a feeling that she would become prima in a new, old group. The coach's compliments in interviews confirmed this feeling. Against this backdrop, Elisa Dvoglazova suffered a serious injury, and now Petrosyan is leaving. Of course, This doesn't mean there's a conspiracy by the Ryazan Masonic Mafia, but fate is rolling out the red carpet for the Olympic silver medalist to return. Since Adelia herself has spoken about her departure, we can add some nuance to this story based on rumors that circulated in the figure skating community during the off-season. It was said that the skater was out of shape, specifically having gained excess weight and not training very intensively. People were perplexed that she wasn't getting any programs. It was speculated that she was basically fed up with it all. The pressure, the injuries, and, in a sense, the figure skating. It's entirely reasonable to assume that under these circumstances, Adelia would at least take a break, and to continue her career, she'll need a change of atmosphere. No matter how try to click Elisa Lee made it learn how to enjoy yourself. Will Adelia be able to find a coach with whom this is even legal and work together? The answer is far from obvious. Of course, we don't want to lose such a skater, but, ultimately, does it matter whether we want it or not? Is it any of our business? It's not us who stand at the crossroads of life, but Adelia. And perhaps what matters most in her destiny is not a Grand Prix medal round her neck, but that very self-realization. Alexander Lakernik, Honorary Vice President of the International Skating Union ISU. It's hard for me to say what she's actually planning to do, because who she's gone to is still unknown. Adelia's plans are difficult to understand. Tutberidze's staff requires a lot of work, it's the only way. Perhaps she's no longer happy with it. It's hard for me to answer, and you'd have to ask the athlete herself. I'm not particularly happy with this situation, but it already exists. Adelia was raised in this staff and could have progressed there, but she decided otherwise. And that's her choice, Lakernik said. 2002 Olympic silver medalist and world and European champion in ice dancing Ilya Averbuk. Adelia should be immensely grateful to Eteri Tutberidze. A colossal amount of effort was invested in her. We're already starting to get used to the constant migration of athletes. Although I believe they should first and foremost seek motivation to work with the coaches who mentor them, but life can be different. I won't be a judge. I wish Eteri to get through this moment and continue to develop top students. And I wish Adelia not to get lost and achieve the results she deserves, Averbuk said. Honored USSR figure skating coach Tatyana Tarasova. I don't understand the reasons for her departure. Am I surprised? I'm not surprised by anything anymore. I rate their work together only as good, very good. Eteri Georgievna now has many good boys and girls. Tutberidze has plenty of people to work with, Tarasova said. Choreographer Alexei Zhelezyakov expressed skepticism about Adelia Petrosyan's chances of becoming the best in the world. After leaving Eteri Tutberidze's group, Adelia is one of my favorite students. She's a wonderful, talented girl, and for me, her departure is also a loss. She's gone, so what can I do? Will she be able to become the best in the world? No, she won't, because figure skating is a young sport, just like rhythmic gymnastics. The girls there are hot on everyone's heels and doing things that are truly mind-blowing, Zhelezyakov said.